Good morning. My name is John Boyle. I feel like I'm in a cave here. I don't know. It's kind of dark. My name is John Boyle. I'm a licensed practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living, and it is my joy to do this morning's meditation. And whether you are visiting on Facebook or Zoom or YouTube, or you're here present, welcome. So this morning I am going to do a meditation on creativity. And, we basically are very creative beings. That's part of what we are. And sometimes we get so much in our head that we may be working on a project and we get stuck and we forget that creative power that's within us. And so this meditation sort of takes you through that process. So with that in mind, I invite you to simply start the process of turning inward. You may lower your gaze or close your eyes. And just take a nice, deep breath. And as you exhale, just allow and feel your body relaxing, letting go, making room. Take a nice deep breath inward, knowing that all the healing properties in the breath are fed to you, to your body. And then that process of letting go as you exhale, relaxing. Allow your hands to rest gently on your lap. Notice the places where your body is supported. Feel the chair beneath you. The floor beneath your feet. And the gentle rhythm of your breathing. Know that there is nothing you need to do, nothing to fix. For these next few moments, simply allow yourself to receive. Imagine with every inhale that light is entering your body. A warm, golden light. Not coming from someplace outside of you, but awakening from within you. It begins in your heart and slowly expands, filling your chest, your shoulders, your arms and your hands, your belly and your legs, your feet, until your entire body is glowing with the quiet, living presence. This light is the infinite source. It is the creative intelligence that forms galaxies, opens flowers each morning, and guides rivers toward the sea. And it gives life to every living thing. Nothing in creation is repeated. every tree, every bird song, every sunrise. Each is an original expression of the infinite life. And so are you. The creativity of the universe delights in expressing itself uniquely through you. Take a slow breath. Allow yourself to receive this truth. You are not here to copy. You are not here to compete. You are here to express. Perhaps you've believed that creativity belongs only to artists or musicians, to writers, to people with extraordinarily talent. But creativity is much larger than that. Creativity is the way you solve problems, the way you love, the way you listen, the way you prepare a meal, the way you decorate a room, the way you comfort a friend, the way you imagine what has never existed before. Creativity is life expressing itself. And life is expressing itself as you. Quietly repeat within yourself, I am an expression of infinite creativity. The ideas I seek are already within me. I do not chase inspiration. I allow it. The source of life flows through me naturally. I trust what wants to emerge. Now imagine standing beside a beautiful river. Its water is crystal clear and it moves effortlessly, never forcing, never hesitating, simply flowing. This river represents the creative current of spirit. Notice that it has always been flowing. It has never stopped. If there have been moments when you felt uninspired, it wasn't because the river disappeared. Perhaps there were simply a few rocks placed in the stream. Old doubts, old criticisms, old stories about not being enough, old comparisons, old fears. Without struggle, without judgment, See those rocks gently dissolving, not because you're forcing them away, but because they were never part of your true nature. Watch them become light and disappear into the current. The river moves freely again, effortlessly. Feel this current now moving through your own heart, your mind, your hands, your imagination. Whatever is seeking expression in your life is already supported. Whatever dreams have been quietly waiting are welcome now. Take one more deep breath. Silently affirm, I am open. I am willing and I am inspired. Trust that something beautiful is unfolding beneath the surface. The infinite source is forever expressing itself through your unique heart, your unique life. As you move through your day, remain curious. Notice what captures your attention. Notice what brings you alive. Follow those gentle nudges. They are the language of spirit. Gently begin the process of bringing your awareness back to the room. As you move through your day, remember you are not searching for inspiration. You are allowing what has already been within you to shine. And so it is. And at 10 o'clock, we have Reverend Kathy Fernandez. She is speaking on what if is a very good question. Namaste.
Good morning, CSL Chico. Good morning. I'm Reverend Kathy Fernandez, your spiritual director here. Welcome. So glad to see all your bright, shiny, sunshiny faces. And for all of you online, welcome. So glad you can join us. As you know, we're here together to connect in community to know our greater truth with inspiration, empowerment, and transformation. Today's a special day, and I'll get into some of the events, including what we're doing after service today. But before we get to that, let's do our opening song, which this time is Put a Little Love in Your Heart. Okay, and John's our song leader. Excellent. If you would please stand.
Oh man, and my helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, oh please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart. And the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. The day goes by, the children cry, put a little love in your heart. You want the world to know, you won't let hatred grow, put a little love in your heart. And the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better you and me. Just wait and see. Look around, and if you're looking down, put a little love in your heart. You will find be your guide. Put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait and see. Put a love in your heart, put a little 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 love in your heart.
So the only thing I would change about that song, it's not put a little, it's just let it shine, let it be, yeah. But love, for us to start with love in mind. All right, I'm going to do an invocation to start our service together. And the annual theme for us is open at the top. So if you just get yourself comfortable and grounded and take a moment here to just bring in a deep breath. Why bringing in a breath? Because it is the breath of life with a capital L. We know that as we come present with one another, in the presence of Spirit living in, as, and through each individual here, we know that Spirit is love. We know that Spirit is divine. We know that that Spirit is one, that we are nothing but oneness. That all of the essence of being, the intelligence, the love, the joy, the peace, knowing that this beauty and this essence of Spirit is right here, right now, expressing through each one of us and all of those who are present with this service or this video. We know that in this oneness that we come together, That we open our hearts, we open our minds, and we allow the expression of Spirit to move through each one of us in its unique way, each one offering their gifts to one another. Knowing that as we open to this love and open and allow, releasing all that gets in the way of our truth, of knowing our truth, of being our truth, and the essence that we offer to ourselves and to one another. That it is indeed divine, it is blessed. And so we remain open at the top, open for new ideas, open for new possibilities, because there are unlimited possibilities. And so we open with that, we connect with that. We know that this greater truth will be revealed through each one of us, bringing greater fulfillment in knowing the true life, why we are here, what is our purpose, knowing that indeed that as we ask the questions and listen, Spirit will speak. Perhaps it's in the voice of another person, perhaps it's in a song, perhaps it's in the timing of an event. But if we know that we are one with that divine and allow that presence to speak to us, that we will be guided. I know this is true. I know this is good. I know this is law in action. And so I release this into the law of mind, allowing it to be by the power of my word. And so I release it, letting it be so, and together we say, and so it is. All right. Do we have anybody new today? Did you get a packet? You got a packet. Great. She's new. Yes, the theme is perfect, Sharon, so perfect entry. All right, so we all are here to be on our spiritual journey together for self-discovery, connecting with that spirit, that higher power, and doing that together in love. So we have an affirmation that we all repeat together every Sunday. And so if you'll repeat with me 3 times, and of course I will be encouraging you to mean it when you say it. Ready? I am a center for spiritual living, and I love Mother Earth. I am a center for spiritual living, and I love Mother Earth. I am a center for spiritual living, and I love Mother Earth. And so it is. And I want to celebrate the fact that we will be taking down our plastic-free July, but thanks to Pat for creating such a beautiful container and for us collecting the plastic. And remember, the plastic that's in there is not all of the plastic we collected, because we reused many of the bottles. And I know that Sarah Trent was here a couple weeks ago and was able to refill the soaps. I have to tell the story. I have to be a witness because we did Plastic-Free July. I had bought a shampoo bar over a year ago, and I probably have another year to go. And I know that people go, $17, I think is what it was, for a soap bar? Yeah. But how many times would I have bought shampoo in 2 years and the plastic that unfortunately gets thrown back on Earth until we find better ways to manage plastic? So I want to celebrate all of us just based on even awareness and practicing Plastic-Free July. And I'm getting a little ahead in my activities, but we have an interfaith picnic because the Congregation Beth Israel and the Quaker Friends also practice Plastic-Free July. And so we have a vegetarian potluck happening on August 9th at 4 o'clock. It starts at Congregation Beth Israel. We'll all join in that vegan dinner, and we'll have a discussion about the awareness and the consciousness and the change that we are making. And then we walk 2 blocks down to the Quaker's Friends' house for dessert. So it's a lovely opportunity to be in community and in loving Mother Earth together. So I hope that you'll join us. Put that in your calendar. After service today, all of those with their bow ties and suspenders and vests, please stand. Okay, that's fine. So my suspenders are from Switzerland, so they're very special to me. And when I'm gathering my bow ties and suspenders today, who am I thinking about? Ernie Aldrich, a longtime member and friend of our center. Thank you for all of you who are participating in that. What we're going to do is after service, have the cake and the fruit, do it a little backwards, so that everybody can join in for that. And then if you'd like to stay afterwards, we're going to honor Ernie. We have some songs and some stories to tell, so hope you'll join us. Tomorrow we had an event for people who are in chronic pain. We have a chronic pain recovery coach. Unfortunately, she had a death in the family and asked to reschedule. So if you were planning to come to that, stay tuned. We'll reschedule. This is special for the board and particularly for Pam Stowe and the Health, Wellness, and Safety Committee. We got our defibrillator, which we've been wanting for a long time. They're very expensive machines. Now we'll be working on where we want to install it, and we have 19 people signed up who want to do CPR and first aid training, and how to use the defibrillator will be a part of that. So, yay! Celebrate that. Love that. Sunday, August 23rd, we'll do another Raising the Bar. This time it's breakfast bar. So the suggested donation is $5, but no one's turned away. And we also have our next youth event planned for August 28th. That's a Friday night at 6. We always have a good time. Come join us. It's just opportunity to be together and with kids around. And we're going to be doing it again with Heather Leveroni. And she has Kids and Family Moon Circle. And I was there last time. Again, just a joyful opportunity to see kids' expressions, right? I mean, if that isn't close to God, I don't know what is. Future practitioner Don Primer will be offering chakra sound healing with his bowls, so we hope that you'll join us on August 30th for that. $10, again, no one turned away. That's the suggested donation. And we're doing something different. We are going to host a community mic night. Again, another opportunity just to be together with one another and to create relationship and friendships and continue to move our consciousness into a better, higher, truer knowing. That's September 18th, so if you have some talent and you're interested, there's a form, and we ask that you speak to Johan, a practitioner who's helping lead that. And last but not least, am I right about that? I am. Is September 20th. Save the date. After service, we're going to have a community meeting where we're following up on the annual meeting that we did in February. And we do have some fun planned. Leaving the hook there. September 20th, save the date. Okay, next we have our affirmation for the week. This is based on the theme of the Centers for Spiritual Living. And so let's say together, I channel my anger into sacred, purposeful action. And more about that in the lesson, and so it is. In the meantime, we have some wonderful live music from Mark Johnson. Mark, you're up.
Hey, good morning, family. Good morning. All right. Let's everybody just sit back, relax, take in a nice deep breath together. And on the exhale, I want you to verbalize the vowel O. O. Wow, check that out. Let's do it again. Oh. Now listen to the guitar this time, because y'all are going to sing a little bit. We're going to get in the key of C. Oh. One more time. Oh. A beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way, yeah. everything's going my way. Now the sound of the earth is like music. Yeah, the sound of the earth is like music. That breeze is so busy, it don't miss a tree. Yeah, but that little old willow is just a laughing with me. Now sing it with me. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Everything's going my way. Yeah. Now the cattle are standing like statues. Yeah, the cattle are standing like statues. They don't move an inch as they see me ride by. Ah, but there's a little brown maverick, just a wink in her eye. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. Oh, yeah. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Yeah. Everything's going my way. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mark. We always love your artistry.
My pleasure.
All right. So today we do have a lighting of the memorial candle. The memorial candle is being lit for Grace Gregory. Last night, Grace, the mother of Reverend Christine, Eileen Leahy, Kelly Mopin, and other siblings, spread her wings and soared. Grace was 98 and surrounded with love as she transitioned from a life of service into her next adventure. And those of you who know Grace know that it will be an adventure. So let's just take a moment together surrounding Grace and her entire family in love, in light, and in peace. And in that consciousness, I'm just going to move into the healing meditation. Life, the expression of spirit moving through all things. And as we see that life, it is truly the miracle of each day. As energy is transformed into the recognition of one another, nature, the expressions of music, art, the expressions of creativity, the expressions of the journey of life, as each individual expresses the unique gift, the God-given spirit within them is in them as them. And as I know this for Grace, I know this for all of us, that this presence of life, that as we move into the recognition, focus, and intention of the beauty that life offers each one of us, we know that this journey here as a spirit in a human body is moving along in our journey, knowing and allowing for the greater recognition of the truth of who we are. We let go of all that may appear to be in form, knowing that before form, all things begin in mind. And so we lift our focus, our attention. We ask questions. We release the judgment. We release all that we think should be, and instead focus with our hearts and our minds on the intentions of the truth that we know live through each one of us. Again, that beauty, that love, that light, and that peace that is always and ever with us. It never leaves us. At the core of our being, we are absolutely perfect. And even upon the injuries, disappointments, anger, pain, frustration that may come along the way, we are able to refocus, allow ourselves to be in the essence of our beingness, that life that is the presence that we are. And know that at the deeper essence of our being, we can always return to that which is never disturbed as the perfect beauty, love, peace, light, and joy. And by being open and willing to recognize this, to ask questions, to be open at the top, I know that there are unlimited possibilities because nothing can be thought outside of Spirit, God, Universal Source, whatever words you would like to use to describe that higher power. That perfection that is always here and always expressing, always moving to a greater vibration. We can release that which is the form that we see and return back to the original form, the original thought, the original intention. So I'm knowing that as we move through this service with our open hearts and minds, that we allow for healing to happen, forgiving and releasing all that has gotten in the way, harvesting the gifts that those pains, anger, frustration may have given us, and move into a greater expression of life. I know this is good. I know this is spirit in action. And so I release it in mind, letting it be so. And again, together we say, and so it is. You could start with the first one. All right. Once again, because I just love reminding all of us, including myself, our annual theme is Open at the Top. And today's lesson title is What If? Is a very good question. Now, I need you to know that I was out of town for Reverend Vicky's and John's previous lessons. And I created the lesson yesterday, my lesson yesterday, and ended up with a little extra time, and I had to tell John, oh my gosh, we were hand in glove. So if you want more, you can always go back to YouTube. So have you ever noticed how one good question can completely change your experience or perception? One good question. For many of you, if you were here or online for July 5th, we spent some time together visioning for America, using the spiritual practice of visioning. And then I had people share with each other based on the process and the questions that we asked, what was their vision for America? And I received lots of comments from people after that service. And I realized two things. That people felt uplifted and inspired by sharing their visions together. Sharing what they got out of the visioning exercise. And as John mentioned in meditation, we are naturally creative individuals. I had somebody who worked for me once who said, oh, I'm not very creative. And I said, are you kidding me? And she looked at me like, no. And I said, you are constantly doing the books. You are constantly solving problems. You are constantly connecting with people to resolve issues. All of that requires creativity. So it meant, as John said earlier today, broadening your definition of creativity. Are you creative with the stories you tell yourself? Oh boy, if you recognize them. Our forefathers visioned, didn't they? We, the people. And their vision has carried us into the nation that we are. Good, bad, ugly, beautiful, all of it. Their visioning carried an energy forward. And as those words reverberate and we understand the essence of what those words are, they carry forward into a common vision. So why did we stop visioning? In reading the news and social media, people are constantly rehearsing what? What are people constantly rehearsing in news and social media? Catastrophe? Opinions? How about judgment? Oh yeah, let's quickly jump to the judgment. And so they're willing to put their energy on the lack of, or what they're not seeing. But how about moving that energy into a question and asking, what if? What if we were to all consider having more conversations about what we vision? What if we used our imagination instead of worry, fear, judgment? We used our imaginations to consider what if. Now, this is not meant to replace your anger or replace your fear or disappointment or frustration. Those are just signals. Signals for you to become aware of, oh, I want something different. So what if plants seeds together about possibilities? What if we spent more time there? As I mentioned already, every mind is creative. And I know, again, John's lesson spoke to it. I know Reverend Michael is Mr. Wanderer. We've had that before. I know Reverend Connie has spoken about wondering. Questioning is important. That doesn't mean we've all mastered the technique of asking ourselves good and deeper questions. The quality of your life is often determined by the quality of the questions you ask yourself. If you never ask yourself questions, you never become aware of life's deeper meaning or how Spirit might be speaking to you on what your purpose is to express, either in this community or in any aspect of your life, in your family, in your jobs, in your relationships, in your expression of your relationship with your money, yes. Because if you don't ask questions, then you're not expanding the consciousness of abundance. And many of us, if we didn't, for instance, for the money question, if we weren't around people who talked about money, because of course we don't talk about money a lot amongst each other, right? There's a lot of secrets that we don't share about money. But your mind is creative, and there are many directions you can go in. You know, for us, sometimes we see things as a dot. There it is. That's what is. But really, there are many directions you can go, and that dot can become a sphere if you're willing to contemplate and ask questions. So there's all kinds of examples, and I'll use anger frequently as an example in the lesson today, but you can substitute that with fear, frustration, disappointment, pain. Fear may ask, what if everything falls apart? And creativity would say, what if everything comes together? I have a relative who constantly is worrying. Now, how much of what you worry about actually comes true? Very little. So why not be planting the seeds of possibilities? Anger asks, who is to blame? Again, that's what we see in the news and social media. But purpose could ask, what can this energy help me change? What is it asking of me? What do I want to see? How can I make movement that expresses more of who I am? Victimhood asks, as John's lesson talked about, why me? And vision says, what wants to emerge through me? Do you feel the energy shift in those questions? Being stuck in a corner or in that dot versus, let me ask some bigger, better questions. Worry may say, what if I'm not ready? And possibility may say, what if I grow as I go? I mean, isn't that what we're here for? We've been focusing on abundance. Scarcity says, what if there isn't enough? And abundance says, what if there is more than one way forward? If you're somebody who likes control, you may ask, how can I make this certain thing happen? I hear the giggles, so obviously people relate. And trust would say, what is mine to do next? Comparison asks, why do they have what I want? Again, you see that in a lot of social media. But inspiration would say, what does their life show me is possible for me? The past could ask, why did this happen to me? And wisdom can ask, what can I carry forward from this? And I know that that's not easy to do when you're in it. When you're in situations that are uncomfortable or painful, you're not perhaps ready to ask the question, what can I harvest from this? But the awareness is the first step. And so for our yearly theme, resignation asks, what's the point? I would like this one for voting. What's the point of voting, right? And vision says, what becomes possible if I stay open at the top? What becomes possible? So our power is in the question that we ask ourselves. And that's like exercising a muscle. So the question I'm going to constantly repeat today is, what if? What if you start imagining more what ifs in your life? You could say what if is one of the most powerful spiritual technologies we possess to open our minds and our hearts to a bigger picture. Now, if you imagine yourself, of course, I have a granddaughter. She's going to be, well, today, she's 7 months old. Wow. Happens fast, you all know. And did your grandchildren ever do this where they're picking things that are so small that it's like, how did you see that? And yet, there's a bigger picture. And even for us, an even bigger picture. We, as adults, get stuck in the form. But all things first come through mind. In other words, chairs can't be built until they're designed, and then they're built. Imagine someone saying to you, electricity ruined my life. What would you think about that? What's your first question? What were you doing with electricity? Now, you know, I did study physics and some electronics because of computers and such, but for an electrician, it's really important, is it not? That you make sure you have that electricity channeled correctly. You might ask, electricity in and of itself isn't good or bad. It's how we channel it. And of course, when things hurt us, we feel that that's bad because it doesn't feel good. But in paying attention, we can, like electricity, move the energy of how we're feeling into different thoughts, different questions. We can amplify the direction we want to give that energy just by paying attention. So Dr. Ernest Holmes, our founder, talked about, and I'll give you the quote in a few minutes, that our emotions work the same way as that electricity. Whether it's anger, fear, pain, it's not good or bad. It's a message for us to question. But we become habituated and react without pausing when we read that social media article or talk to somebody who triggers us. And the question is, are we strong enough and powerful enough to question what is that feeling and what is that message trying to tell me? So it's not the emotions that are our problem. It's simply looking at what that emotion is trying to show us, and that there are other possibilities. How can I see this differently? What if? What if this is happening ... We all know that the possibility for anger can be revenge. But what is that doing with the electricity? Comes back to you. And we may not see how it comes back to us, but when you put out that energy, it is a universal law, it's going to come back to you. So how are you willing to work to transition that energy? And use your vision on how to improve using that energy to improve the circumstance. And sometimes that simply means removing yourself from being in the painful situation. And sometimes that's difficult when it's a loved one. So it does mean asking the deeper questions, which sometimes we don't want to ask ourselves. We would rather sit in the, I'm mad at you. So Ernest Holmes' quote is, anger can be turned into love, and the very power that has been destroying can be used to build up. This is in the Science of Mind textbook, by the way. So I thought about that sentence. Anger can be turned into love. The truth is, you can't be angry if you don't really care about something. Is Karen here? That's an inside joke. But if you care about something, then that's probably when you get angry, because there's something there, there's a message there for you. And that, Dr. Ernest Holmes is telling us in this quote, he's not telling us not to feel that anger, to ignore it, to gloss over it, to do what we call spiritual bypass. Oh, I'll just think better. Hey, if it's there, it's gonna keep staying there until you process that. So Ernest Holmes is telling us, don't waste the energy. Use the energy by channeling it differently. Energy goes where attention flows. So again, there's the what if question. Can I move what's happening inside me, anger, pain, frustration, disappointment? Can I move that by asking questions? Because whether it's anger or pain, it's not trying to punish you, it's trying to wake you up. Sometimes we're not ready to wake up. That's okay. But what if anger isn't trying to punish you? What if fear isn't trying to predict your future, but simply ask you for your intention? And sometimes asking yourself, what do I want here, is a deep question. Will we take the time? That's a spiritual practice. Will we take the time to ask ourselves that question? And this is where self-care is really important. If you don't practice self-care, it's hard to ask yourself these questions. If you ignore your body, you ignore what's happening around you, whether that's in your money, in your relationships, well, the energy isn't going to go anywhere. But the what if question, when you're ready, allows you to move into leveraging the creative mind that you have. And I suspect, as I mentioned, that people liked visioning together and sharing their vision. I suspect that when we're all creative together, that feels good. That's just a natural expression of the truth of the creativity that is within us. And we feel more joyful when we can ask, what if, and think about, how would I like it to be? Like it goes to sleep. So anger clears the ground and vision plants the garden. Anger clears the ground. But cleaning the ground isn't enough. We want to create something of beauty, something of that we actually, as we create, we actually reflect back to ourselves, right? When we create something and see something that we've created, it comes back. It reflects back to us. Every garden begins with clearing the ground, but no one wants to plant a garden just to admire the dirt. We want to plant seeds. Seeds for what we want to see in our life, and in the case of Visioning for America, what we want to see for the nation. So, the challenge is, this week you'll probably read something or talk to somebody that, again, disappoints you, causes some fear, causes some angst. Don't make that emotion your enemy, and don't make that emotion somebody else's problem. Take a breath and ask the most creative question that you can. Just try. Again, this is exercising a muscle, so your mind may not even ask many questions at first, like, Of course, many of you know I taught at the university, but we also homeschooled our children, and the thing I loved about homeschooling our children is they continued to ask questions. It wasn't this is what you have to learn because the California state standards say this is what teachers have to teach. It was like, let's follow your questions. So if you've been shut down a lot in your relationships or in, being afraid of asking questions about money, then it is going to be a challenge to ask yourself more questions. That's the exercise. What can I ask of myself here? Again, there are unlimited possibilities. There are as many possibilities as there are people on earth, and we all know that we don't think the same, and so therefore the creativity of what we can all create together, unlimited possibilities. So when I'm with family members who want to argue politically, it's sort of like, what do we really want to see? Let's go back to the vision. You can argue about how that's supposed to be done, but I'm not sitting in a politician's chair to say exactly how that can be done. I think the original vision for America, and hence in conversing with ourselves, is to have the discussion. What are we visioning? We the people. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about how that helps us feel good? Life, liberty, justice. The one thing I want to say is a lot of times we want certainty going forward. But do we ever really have certainty in our life? Really? We're fooling ourselves. That's a story we tell ourselves. So I go back to Reverend Vicky's lesson about we're change makers. But do you like change? And maybe you can like change more by asking questions and seeing what you can create. So again, the future doesn't begin with certainty. It begins with imagination. A God-given skill, if you will, for everybody. It begins with imagination, and imagination begins with two simple words. What if? What if, no matter the circumstances, and again, I tend to move to those parts of our life that may not feel good, engaging, what do I want to call it? Forward momentum. We frequently get in ruts just because habits are easy. So then we can ask, what if this particular situation is inviting something better? What if? What would that be? I know that's work until it doesn't become work, right? So, whenever you catch yourself having the stories within, my challenge for you this week is to ask, what if? Because what if is really being open at the top. I am willing to ask, what if? One more time. I am willing to ask, what if? Now like you really mean it. I am willing to ask, what if? Because that energy is what's going to make the difference. What if? Namaste. All right. And thanks to Gabe for helping us make the slide presenter work. All right, Mark, you're up again. Oh, man, here you are.
How do I follow this?
You follow it with your talent. I'll stick with mine.
That was so good. That was so good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm reminded a little bit in that talk. Y'all bought an album of mine. Well, I did a children's CD a while ago, 1998, a while ago. And y'all bought that CD and it had a song on there called "The Boo Boo's Part of the Plan." If you guys have that CD, listen to that. But wow, what a nice concept. What if? And I was talking with Kathy last night about the music, and she was saying, well, what about Imagine? And I said, well, you know, a lot of people, we sung Imagine a lot in this church, so I thought everybody knows Imagine. Of course, I love the analogy of what she was just saying, you know, like nobody plows the ground to look at the dirt, you know, and what kind of seeds do we want to put in there? You know, I mean, wow, it's beautiful. So at any rate, this is a song. Everybody knows this one. I see trees of green, red roses too. I'll watch them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, yeah, 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 yeah. What a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed days, the soft summer night. And I think to myself, yeah, 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 yeah. What a wonderful world. Oh, the colors of the rainbow, they're so pretty in the sky and also on the faces of all you good people passing by. I see friends shaking hands. They're saying, how do you do? But don't you know, they're really saying, I love you. I hear babies, they cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, yeah, 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 yeah. What a wonderful world. Well, yeah. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yeah. Now take in a nice deep breath. Yeah, and go, ah. Come on, everybody now. Ah, yeah. Ah. Oh, you fade out on that one. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mark. It's just beautiful. All right, so next is our offertory. If we can have the next slide up. I'll say the first line, you say the second. Abundance is the light of wisdom within. Prosperity is wise choices bearing fruitful results. Yes, so it is. So now is the time for our offertory. If you'll just take a moment to choose from the heart the amount of your offering. We are deeply grateful to the Pillar Partner Program and partners who've committed to consistently give to this center so that we can be here today via their regular donation. So thank you to each Pillar Partner, and if you're not a Pillar Partner or you would like to give today, we have offertory baskets at the exits of the sanctuary and also an iPad to tap to tithe if you have a card. Both allow you to make that one-time donation, and every dollar matters. It doesn't matter the amount. So thank you for your gift and for supporting this community. So we're going to bless first the gift that each of you give. So if you'll join me together in the blessing of your gift. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I have, and all that I receive. And so it is. And then to bless the gifts that have been given to us, we say, we give thanks for our abundance that individually blesses us, collectively blesses our center, and joyfully blesses our greater community with love and support. And so it is. Thank you so much. All right. Next Sunday, Reverend Christine will be speaking on wholeness, knowing your superpower, or some other divinely inspired idea, knowing that her mom has previously transitioned. So we keep her in our thoughts and prayers, but she will speak next Sunday. Also, if you're in need of prayer, we call it spiritual mind treatment. We have practitioners who are on call, and we have people who are here today. Can I ask the practitioners to stand just so that you're recognized as people who are licensed to do spiritual mind treatment with each? And they will be up here near the stage. And please, if they're talking to each other, if you'd like a prayer, please just tap them on the shoulder and interrupt. They expect to be able to support you. So thank you to the practitioners willing to offer that service. Of course, we have our bookstore open. Lots of fun, new creative things. Pat is always inspiring something new and different. I don't know if what you had today was available, but it was beautiful. Okay, great. Go check it out. And let's see, what else do I need to tell you about? Science of Mind magazines also for August are available if you'd like to read daily what our philosophy is about. And now, this isn't brand new song, but fairly new, by a woman who creates songs particularly for New Thought organizations. And this song is called Love is Everything. Yep, the gold paper has the words.
A peace that brings wars to cease. It's the voice that calls us into being. Can you hear it? Can you hear it?
It's the joy that makes a songbird sing, a word that every language speaks. It's the name that is above all things. Oh, sing. Love, love is everything. It can't hide, be pushed aside, or be unseen. Love is everything. Love is everything. It's the one alone, unafraid to stand. Strangers marching hand in hand. Feels like thunder rolling across the land. It's you and me. Yeah. Love, love is everything. It can't hide, be pushed aside, or be unseen. Love is everything. Love is everything. Love is everything. It stands beside us. It goes before us. Love is everything. It moves around us. It restores us. Love is everything. It stands beside us. It goes before us. Love is everything. It moves around us. It restores us. Love, love, love is everything. It can't hide, be pushed aside, or be unseen. Love is everything. Love is everything. Let your heart clear your mind till you believe. Love is everything. For us. Love is everything. Goes around us. It restores us. Love is everything. is everything. Love is everything.
Love that song. Beautiful. Thank you. All right, I'll do the benediction, but then I'm going to say we're going to go have food to celebrate Ernie, some cake and some fruit. And then we'll come in and honor Ernie in our storytelling and sing a song together, okay? So, we open our hearts to the love that is within, to the love that is everywhere, to the love that is the source of all life, to the love that is at the core of our being. And so we release and let go of anything that stands in the way of that love, like the river of life. It is love that is constantly flowing. And so I go out into this week knowing that each one of us together as the oneness that we are, open our hearts, remain open at the top, and allow that love to flow. And so I release this, bless this, and let it be so. And together, once again, we say, and so it is. Have a great week, everybody.